being here. So in this video, I'm going to show you a brief introduction, or I'll give you an explanation about Endnote, which is a reference or citation manager. Endnote is one of the many reference managers available online or available to be installed on your computer. But I specifically just focus on Endnote in this particular video because this is the one that I usually use, and I found it to be very powerful. Of course, you can use other reference manager like RefWorks or Mendeley or Zotero. There are a lot of available reference manager, but in this video, I'll just focus on Endnote. So basically, how does Endnote is being used, or why is it useful, and why do I require everyone to use this one? As you know, we have an example. For in this example, I think it's easier for me to give you an explanation of what is Endnote by giving you a short example. So if you're writing a report, and usually you put your title here, the abstract, and you put a lot of different things in your abstract, and you have the contents of your paper, for example. So you write a lot of contents. And let's say, for example, this is the contents that I have written now. And then for the contents that you have here, you want to cite the different references, right? If it is not your own idea, and if you base that one from papers or from different references, then you have to cite them properly. So let's take, for example, this sentence over here. So I want to cite this sentence, the source of that, and I got that that idea from this paper, for example. So I want to cite this paper. So what do we usually do is we look at the various details, and then we copy that one into the reference list, right? So normally we type one by one. So this is a type 1. So if that's for paper reference number 1. If we have a lot of different references, we can add here. So number 2, and then you have to type number 2 here as well, right? Number 2, then you have to type a lot of things, depending on which paper and you base your reference is. So number 3, for example, and you have to type another number 3. So now this is okay because this is only 3 references, but usually in your reports and many other papers that you prepare for your studies, you have a lot of references. So what happens now is that if you have, for example, so many references, up to, let's say, 50 references, so what happens now is you type each one individually, and you have to put them individually here. But what if you decided to rearrange your sentences? For example, what if this sentence, for example, this one, is actually my sentence number 1. So if I will put it here, what happens is your reference 3 from here should go to number 1, right? So you have to rearrange this one. So it means the rest of this should be rearranged as well. So that's a lot of work to do. So because that's a manual way of doing it. So what we can do if we go back again is through the use of Endnote. So let's take, for example, this one. So this paper is 3D printing of polymer matrix. So I go to this paper here. So this is the paper now. This is the source in Science Direct, for example. I can download this paper, read the paper, and I found that, okay, I can use this paper as a reference. So what I do is just I export here, and then export citation to IRS. So I will explain this one later on, but I'm just showing you how powerful this is for Endnote. So when I click that one, it will come out with this one. I save it one to any of my location. And then once I already saved that file, I open it. So this is now RIS. It opens to Endnote interface. So this is now basically that paper. If I double click this one, you can see there's a lot of details already, which I did not manually type. It's already there. So what does it mean is that I can use this paper directly. So if I go back to my original document here, so this one, right, you can see. So I can just click it here, click to where I want to put the citation, go back to my Endnote, right, click this paper that I want, and then click this one, insert citation. If I click this one, what happens? There's an automatic number 1 here. And so this number 1, the details are pretty much similar with this one. But now you can see it's here. It's written at the end of your document. So if I click this one, there is a highlight. It means it's hyperlink. So this is there's a highlight, see hyperlink. So it means that I did not need to type this one. It's automatic. So let's say number 2. I have another paper. I look at number 2, paper. So I'll have to find out other paper. This is just an example, okay? So let's say I have this paper. Okay, I'll probably make it better paper source. I'll search another paper, okay? So let's take, for example, oh, it's not reading now. Okay, here. So let's take, for example, this paper here. So I want to cite this paper. So I can again right click, I can open it in a new tab. I can again cite from export here, the way I did it before. Or I can just go directly to this part in Google Scholar and here, citation, cite. I can click this one and then it should open up the citation. Also my computer now is, okay, here you can see there's big text, Endnote, RefMan, RefWorks. So I can use Endnote. So if you are using RefWorks, you can use RefWorks, but in this case I use Endnote. Click Endnote. It should save another one. Save to your location. It's now saving here. Once it's done saving, then we can open this file again. So it's still saving. Okay, now it's finished. I open this one and it's automatic, there's Endnote here. So that paper, so I'll go back. This paper that I just clicked is basically the same as the details of this paper. If I right click again, these are the details now. I did not type that, it's automatic. And so I want to put that one in my paper now. I'll put it in number 2. I'll put in the location where I want to cite and then go back to Endnote and then click insert citation. Once you click this one, insert citation, it's automatic here. So what you can see, 1, 2. So you can also see from here 1, 2. So I can just put references here now, references. So I have 2 references now, right? Okay, for the sake of this demonstration, I'll add another one. I'll have another one, for example, this one. So I want to cite this one because I already read it. So I want to cite, save, again, wait for the file to be saved, and then open it in Endnote. It's here again, and I want that to be placed in this number 3 here. Okay, and open Endnote, click, and then insert citation. What happens is already there, and also number 3 is here. Okay, so it's automatic. So now this one is not needed anymore. So I can actually delete this one because this is manual. But before we do that, the other thing is it looks easier now. It saves your time, and also it will really save your time if you have a lot of references. So for example, as I mentioned to you, I forgot that this should be my first sentence, for example. So it means this citation must come with this sentence. So I will change this one now. I will transfer this one as my first sentence here. Look at, before I do that, look at this reference list. Okay, there's Wang, Mo, and Mo. Okay, so let's try to change. Number 3 is smooth, right? So smooth, I will change it number 1 here, and then put a period here. What happens? Automatically it changes to number 1, and before move is number 3, now it's number 1 here. And then the other things are rearranging automatically. So number 1 is smooth, Wang, Mo. So remember, if you look at this one, if you have 50 references, it's automatically changing its arrangement. Alright? So that's how powerful. So that's a brief introduction of Endnote. So let's take a look how to install this Endnote in your computer. Okay? So first, open your UTS library website. So I already saved it here in my UTS library website. So if you are a UTS student or staff, then you have an access to Endnote for free. Go to this. Make sure that you are logged in. Okay, so I'll probably just log out first to show you. Log in, your ID. Log in it here. Put your ID and password. And then you need to log into your account. So once you are logged in here, go to referencing. Okay, click this one. So once you click that one, you can see now Endnote here. Of course, I have mentioned previously, Endnote is only one of the many reference managers. You have RefWorks here, you have Mendeley, Zotero. These are also different kind of reference manager. But for this case, and I use this one most of the time, you can click Endnote, and then you can now download Endnote. Alright, so download Endnote, click this one. I click this one, I acknowledge. And of course, you can choose whatever is your system. Like if it's Windows, then click Windows here, right? If it's Mac, then you can use Mac here, the way you install your Endnote. So let's say Windows. So basically, from this site, from the library, you can have an instruction on how to use how to install Endnote. So you can just view from here as well how to basically install Endnote in your PC. Okay, so you can view this one from the library here. Okay, so from there, you can download this one actually. So you download the installer, sign in, and then choose X9, the latest version of Endnote, and then save that version to your computer. So, okay, it's saving now. It's a little bit, probably my internet is quite weak. But once you save that one, it will pop out and then save. So I'll just show you, it looks like this here. So you can unzip that one, and then you can install Endnote. So there's a license that is already there. So click that one, and then you can install. So in this case, it's modified because I already installed it. So you can just click next, 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 and then install it. Okay? So I will exit the setup because I already installed this one. So now, let's go to Endnote. So how does it look like? So basically, Endnote, okay, Endnote interface. So this is the Endnote interface. When you open Endnote, you can see like this. So first things first is to make a library, your own library. So you have to file and then click new, right? So once this is the Endnote interface, click new and then create your own library. Okay, so you can make a different name. For example, if you are in one of my subjects, so you can put 42912 report, or you can put other names. So you can just input the same, my Endnote library. And then you can save this one anywhere you want. Just remember where you save it. So, but when you save your library, please do not save it on the online, like cloud. For example, in Dropbox or OneDrive, do not save it there because it will have some problems. Always save your library in your computer. Okay? So in this case, you can save it in your PC here, in your documents, for example, or even you can make an Endnote file. So save it. Once you save it, okay? Okay, I have to put in my documents, for example. It's already here. I'll save. So it's already there. So I have now a new library. So anything that I get from here will go towards my Endnote library. So now I can start looking for or using Endnote. Of course, there are so many things you can do with Endnote, as you can see from here. But I will not go through the details because I'm not also an expert in Endnote, but what I will show you are the most common ones that I use that are easy to use as well. So from all of these, you remember this part here like a quotation because you will use this one many times. And also I will show you later on how to change your reference styling. Okay, so let's say you have already your Endnote installed, you have done your library, for example, then you open your Microsoft Word. Because once you install Endnote, it's automatic you will get this tab here. Once you open your Office and Microsoft Word, the Endnote tab will come out here, which means that there is Endnote already installed in your computer. Okay, so now, how do we cite the references? As I've shown you earlier, it's easy. There are many different, databases that you can get your references from. Of course, the main ones is to via the library, right? So most of the time we go through the library because there are so many databases that we don't have access if we don't go through the library. So library is a main location for getting your references. All right, it's this main location, but it's not the only location. You can use Google Scholar, for example, because Google Scholar is very, very useful. So what I will suggest to you is go and type Google Scholar here. Click, and then it will open your Google Scholar. So if you are not in the university using a computer from the university and you're using your computer from home, then it would be better to do this so that you will have free access to many of the publication. Right? So you can see Google Scholar. You can click available online. What happens is, yeah, it will show like this, and then let's wait for a while for the view online. Yeah, this part here, you can click view online Google Scholar here. Once it clicks, then you will have, you know, the Google Scholar page. Before you do anything, go towards this, click here, and then go towards settings. Click settings, and then click account. Library links, sorry. Click library links. So click that one, and then you can see from here, originally, this is the only library maybe listed there. If not, you don't have a UTS library listed there, you have to type UTS library, UTS University of Technology Sydney, search. Once you search that library, it will come out here. And then once UTS library is here, just click this part here, check. Alright? It's important to check that part. And then you save. So what it does is because of what we did, the Google Scholar is now linked to our UTS library, and we have access to many of the publications. So let's say for example, if you are looking for solar energy in our report, click. So you can see from here, from of course Google Scholar, you can change the timeline. So only publications since 2016, for example, or 2019, or you can make, say, in the last 5 years from 2015 until 2020. That's fine. You can search, and then you can see from here. Look at here, without going through that process, you will not see this full text at UTS library. But now, because of that process we just did, you have now access full text at UTS library, for example. So, for example, I will use this one. I will click and use this reference. Make sure that you read the reference. Yeah, make sure that you paraphrase and you summarize, or you use your own words when you cite. You can right click this one, open new tab, and then it should give you okay, in this case, yeah, you can, this is available online, or that's another way. I can just click this one first. Okay, it's the same now. So it's available online. You can click this one, then you should be able to access this paper here. So this paper is Elsevier. I'm already registered to Elsevier. Yeah, it's already here actually. I'm already in Science Direct now, so I can just click this one. It should open to Science Direct. Science Direct is an Elsevier, from the Elsevier database. It's here now. You can see I can download PDF file. Okay, so if I click this one, I can download, and I can have access now for that specific file, and I can read that file, or I can print that out if I want. Then if I feel like, okay, I can use this paper for my report, then I can cite that one. So what you do is export for this paper, export, save to export citation to IRS. If you are using RefWorks, this one. If you're using Mendeley, this one. For if you're using Endnote, use IRS, click. Then you should be saving that file. Okay, save. And then once it is saved, again, the same process that I've mentioned previously, open this one. It will go to the Endnote interface, right? Click that one. Go to your where you want it to be. For example, I want it to put here. I want to put it here. Then I will click that one, and then click this one, insert citation, and then the citation should come out here, and the corresponding citation or reference is here. Right? So that's an example of how you use Endnote in your Microsoft Word insert citation. Now, another very good, powerful use of Reference Manager is this one. You can change your styles, for example. So your styles are like this. So your example of this one is a numbered style, and normally in UTS we use right now we are using APA format. We used to use Harvard. So let's say example Harvard. So I will just delete this one, so I will not be Okay, now it's clearer. We have only one reference list, and then this one I can delete because it's the manual one. This is the manual. There is no link. Delete that one. So now I have 4 link EndNote reference. Oh, this one is manual. Okay. So this one is link, link, link. All right. So I want to use Harvard style. So I just open here, look for Harvard. So Harvard is not here, so I will select another style, and I press H, and Harvard is here, or Harvard UTS, which is the new one, the latest one. So I can click that Harvard UTS. Okay. What happens? Automatically it changes from the numbered style. It's now the author and date, which is Harvard style. So now I can easily do that in one click, right? So I can, okay, I decide, okay, I don't want to use Harvard, I want to use APA, which is the what we are using now. So there's APA 6 here. So let's try to see if there's another, the newest APA format. I will ask for APA. So APA should be somewhere here. Okay, there is APA 7. So I'm not sure if this is the UTS style, but let's try, say 7. I will click OK, and it should come out like this now. Alright, so let's say what's the difference with APA 6 and 7. Okay, 6 is probably better at this point. It's just single space. But you can see that what I'm trying to show you here is how powerful the citation manager is. Alright, so it will help, it will help your life in making your report faster and easier as well in terms of references and citations. Okay, so that's yeah, I think that's a very brief introduction about EndNote. So what I'm showing you here as well, if you don't have that style, for example, I'm looking at APA here, right? And we have a prescribed APA format from UTS, and also we have a Harvard format from UTS. How do I install this one in my EndNote? So let's go back. Let's go back to our UTS library. Okay, so let's go back to UTS library. I will click this one in the home of the UTS library. So go back to referencing again, referencing. Go back to EndNote if you're using EndNote. Click, and then you can see from here, instead of download EndNote, the software, the program, you can download referencing styles from here. So you have Harvard, you have APA for EndNote. So click this one. What happens? Now you are going to the current APA style referencing, which we are using now at UTS, is APA 7. So you can download this style and install it in EndNote. So click this one. Right? There's also instruction on how to install that one. But just to give you a quick way of doing it, so let's try to click that one, that link, open this one or save this one, right? So this is the APA 7th edition. You can also click the Harvard. So once we have this one now, click, it will open in your EndNote, right? So what you usually do is just save this. I'm not sure if it's automatically saved in your EndNote styles, but you can just save as. Okay, so you can say APA 7. I will put it UTS. So this is now my file name for this style from UTS. I save this one, and then I click this X here. So I will check if it's already there in my reference style. So go to Edit, Output Styles, alright? And APA 7, maybe this is not the one because there's a UTS I put there. So let's say Open Style Manager. Once I open that one, alright, then let's try to see if there's, okay, it's here. APA 7 UTS. Now I can click that one. Alright, I unclick that one, and then I can just double click this one. Alright, I can see now it's there. So basically, what it means is that, okay, I can go back, is that I can change now from annotated, I can change now to APA 7. Okay, UTS, I can click. The same way, if I go back to my MS Word, I can also check that one because this is connected. So So go to your Endnote tab, open this style here, select another style, open, and then I will look for APA 7. It should be here. Okay, APA 7 here. Okay, so I click that one and I said okay. Then that is now automatic now change into the UTS APA style. Right? So it's the same way. You can also use Harvard. Just save this one again, and then do the same way that I did on saving and installing this. All right. So I think these are very simple things, but it could help you out in your referencing. Okay. So that edit here and changing the output styles. All right. Output styles. Not that one, but output styles. This one. Right? You can open Style Manager and then save it. Alright? Or if you have some references that are new and you don't have, you cannot save an IRS file, you can input basically a new one. So you can click this one, new reference, click, and then you just type out all the details here. Right? You can type out all the details and save this one. In order to save that one, you can just click X, and then it will pop out Save As, and then you can save that one, and you can use the same way as other references. Okay? So basically, that one is how to use the Endnote. Okay? In terms of databases, where are we going to search for references? So number one is this one, Google Scholar, as I mentioned, how to connect that one with UTS. Another one is Science Direct. Okay, so Science Direct. So let's go back to UTS library. I will click Science Direct. Science Direct is Elsevier. Okay, I will search that one. Okay, there's a question here. Sign in for all available resources to save the search or to request items. So basically, what it means that you can only need one sign in for all references. You can sign in. So if you do this, it should give you a sign in style for all resources. So in this case, let's try. I have signed in already. So I think it's already signed in because I'm already signed in my library. So click Science Direct, available online. And then it should be here. Click this one, and then from Science Direct you can do whatever you want. Solar energy, search, and then you can see there you can download PDF files. It means you can access this one for free because you are now linked to the library. So this is not only Science Direct, sciencedirect.com. You can also use ACS, for example, American Chemical Society, or yes, and then we have Wiley library. So just the same way when we did before, just go to UTS library, and then if you know that database, just put Wiley. That's it. Search for the Wiley, and then you should have available online. Click the view online here. There are so many. So I think in this Wiley, maybe you have to be specific with the journal. Okay, but Science Direct should be okay now. Science Direct and Google Scholar should be good enough. Google Scholar basically contains all databases, so you can just write down whatever keyword you want to search from here, and then you can automatically cite them in your document. All right, so I think that's it. This is just a introduction to Endnote. I'm not saying that Endnote is the only reference manager, so you can try other reference managers like RefWorks, Zotero, Mendeley. You can try all of them if you want, but Endnote is one of the most powerful ones. I hope this has helped you a bit. I hope you will use Reference Manager from now on, not only for your reports in our class, but also for other reports that you have in your other classes. I'm sure you are preparing a lot of them, and it will, make your life easier in terms of preparing your citations and references. So I guess I'm going to stop from here, and I'll think of other tips that I can give you to help you out in preparing all of your reports and assessments. Thank you.